Welcome to Work in Progress, Conversations with Creators. I'm your host, Logan Roy Spiteman. On today's program, I have something special. I'm talking to two professional wrestlers, Sadé and NIC NEMETH, both in TNA. And it's going to be really exciting. They're coming to Albuquerque. We had a really interesting conversation about wrestling as art. I hope that you enjoy.
If you enjoy our podcast, please like and subscribe and consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Albuquerque Journal to help us bring you more content like this. You can find this episode and all of our podcasts on the Albuquerque Journal website, abqjournal.com, as well as YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. See the show notes for a discount code on a digital subscription. Thank you for supporting the Albuquerque Journal, New Mexico's leading news.
Thank you both for joining me. I'm here with Sadé and NIC NEMETH. Amazing performers, wrestlers, and I guess let's start by talking about you're coming to Albuquerque, so tell us about that and what we can expect, whoever wants to take that.
Super exciting. This is actually my hometown, so I'm very, very excited to be here, and the fact that we're bringing TNA Wrestling to Albuquerque is a big deal in my world, and I'm sure like everybody else's, especially who lives here.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yes, it's a big time in the wrestling business, and it's a great time to be a fan of TNA, but to also be a performer. We're about to be going live the week before for the first time ever on the AMC network.
Amazing. Thursday
night, 9 o'clock, and the following week, we're here. And, it's one thing to be like, oh, cool, I've been here a bunch of times. It's our actual hometown. Yeah. That's a big deal. That becomes an extra special moment. It'll be the second week of hopefully the biggest ratings we've had in TNA in years or ever.
That's right.
And now all eyes on us to deliver a second time and just get the ball rolling. And the star of the show here in her hometown looking to do, and it's when you're there, you can answer so much better. Yeah. You want to there's a bunch of people you want to see your family and perform for them and do the absolute best. But for me, there's a lot of ex-girlfriends got to teach them hey, look who made it, that kind of stuff. It'll mostly be positive for her, but it's such an extra special moment. It's a great time for TNA, but also her personally, she's killing it with us anyway. But having this time for us on the new channel and being in the hometown and hopefully all eyes on us, time to deliver and steal the show again.
It's certainly full circle. So again, it's a big moment. Like you said, 2026, I just believe that there's big things happening, and for TNA Wrestling especially. So yeah, January is a big month for us. We out here.
Well, let me ask you, because there are going to be people, family and friends in the audience. Does that, and they're not maybe all used to seeing you like this, or they are because you've been doing it for a while, but I don't know. Is it a different feeling? Does it make you more nervous, or do you?
No, I'm lit. I am so excited. I don't believe anybody's been able to truly see what I do. So the fact that we're going to bring it live is, again, a huge deal. And I just want to show out and show my people what I've been doing, what work I've been putting in.
Yeah.
And again, we have NIC NEMETH here, you know what I'm saying? We have the Hardy Boys. These are names that are huge. And again, in my recollection, I don't believe Albuquerque's had a huge show like this before. So this is a big deal. I keep saying that. I'm going to keep on saying it. This is a giant moment for us. So.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you were saying, Nick, earlier that your parents didn't come and see you wrestle for a while. And
it was because they had an idea of what, they'd seen it on TV before, but we had not gone to Cleveland yet, so they hadn't, come to one of the shows. And
like you didn't grow up, like your family were big wrestling fans?
My dad took me to my show. I'll make a quick short and sweet here. Cleveland did not have an arena, so we had to drive out an hour out of town to Richfield Coliseum. It's where the Cavs played. It's where the first ever Survivor Series was.
Yeah.
So we went and saw a live event there, and in 1986, you probably weren't born for 10 years, and that's fine. And it was it's much different now. Now it's pyrotechnics, even at a live event, people there, screens everywhere, and it was just black curtains and a ring.
Yeah.
And I watched this show, and it was the King Harley Race versus Hulk Hogan was the main event, and I just told my dad, I want to be a professional wrestler, and he goes, I was 5 years old, weird birthday, it's summer birthday, so technically I'm in first grade at 5, and he's like, well, you can start wrestling. I'm like, seriously? And a couple weeks later, I walk into a gym, and it's just mats on the floor, and I'm like, where's the ring, where's the ropes? He goes, this is a different kind of wrestling, but if you get good at this and stick with it, maybe you can get there one day. So I stuck with it my whole life through college, just trying to get, hey, if you Google my name anywhere. It's like all-time winningest wrestler in Kent State history, just to try and get my foot in the door for professional wrestling down the line.
Yeah, I always wonder, how people come into it, because it's like, even if you are doing wrestling in school, it's such a different form than what you do.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to be a football player, you play football. Every kid plays football, or you want to be a dancer. But professional wrestling. Yeah, I mean, how do you transition? And I mean, you knew at a really young age, which might be unusual.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, yeah. But you never know if it's going to work out. You don't know if you'll even make a tryout. You don't know if you'll get past it one time. But it was half my friends knew that all the way through grade school, high school, college, what I wanted to do. But also in college, it's like Division I. You take it seriously. There's a bunch of people that are like, oh, the fake stuff. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to be an Olympian. I'm trying to I'm trying to coach a Big Ten team or something, or be in the Nationals. And it's like, well, mine is to beat all you guys. And then when you Google my name, that's where I'm at in pro. So everybody comes from different, like, you don't have to do amateur wrestling. It actually hurt me because as a fan, you watch I'm going to try and emulate this. And then when I learned, like, my shoulder went out a couple different times my senior year wrestling at the national tournament.
Yeah.
And you don't want anyone to know that. You're like trying to finish this match with one arm and like, you don't want anyone to see. In our business, you want everyone to see everything that hurts, what's happening. You show everybody. So I had trouble with that at first. And everybody, you can come from some accountant, pro football, dancer, lawyer, anything in the world. But once you realize what the assignment is and what the pieces that flow, then you go, okay, now I'm locked in on that. And just as long as you don't even have to be successful. As long as you busted your butt wherever you were, what you were doing, and you apply that to this, then you're already on the right track.
That's
probably the only time I'll put Nick over, but he's really great at what he does in the ring when it comes to showing emotion and everything. Like all these things, wrestling's an art in my opinion, and all these factors play a part in telling a story. And like that's the biggest thing, is telling a story. You know what I'm saying? It's entertainment, but it's also storytelling. It's also just, again, you have to show the emotion because people don't know what it's like to be put in, maybe, I don't know, but to be put in a chokehold or an arm bar, you know what I'm saying? So we have to you just have to hone in and put that on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, because it's incredible athleticism, it's acrobatics, it's dance, and it's also acting.
Yeah.
And
improv, if you want to say, it's all of that. And to do it all live is not easy. So just saying.
What's your background? Well, I know because we were just talking, my friend Madison Vanderlingen, who does Mad Van Designs, she said you modeled for her back in the day.
Yes, I got my start doing modeling at first, and then stepped into bodybuilding. And I feel like my life is snowballed. It started with modeling, fitness competitions, and then I did a Titan Games by The Rock, which is like American Ninja Warrior, if you will.
Yeah.
And then after that, I got a wrestling tryout, and the rest is history, basically. But everybody's story is super different, and I appreciate that in the wrestling world because everybody comes from completely different walks of life. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to do this since he was young, and I knew about wrestling, like WWE and, TNA and all of these wrestling promotions are household names, you know what I'm saying? But like The Rock and everybody, I knew of these people, but I didn't know what it was exactly. I think for me, Sasha Banks was somebody who opened my eyes to okay, women can do this. Like Jazz, Jacqueline, these women for me, I was like, wow, maybe I can do that. So I just think that, everybody's story is different. And
what was it like meeting some of those heroes of yours?
Crazy, because you don't imagine that you'll be working amongst these people, you know what I'm saying? And then to be able to pick their brain and just learn from them I can't describe it. It's amazing. I have to sometimes take myself back and just sit in the moment and be like, damn, I'm here as well.
Did you have those moments when you felt kind of starstruck in the beginning?
Oh yeah, and it's weird because it's someone you grew up watching and then this person is going to be in the ring with you or helping you out with something. You're like, are you kidding me?
Give an example. Who?
I have a million. I'm very lucky, but it's just I walked in. It's like the Four Horsemen. It's this incredible thing. It was Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and a rotating cast. Dean Malenko's in there, some different, and it's just I have Arn Anderson and Dean Malenko joking around with me and also helping me in the business. And I'm like, this is real life. Shawn Michaels, I grew up watching. Ric Flair. I was like, these guys. I'm like, Ric Flair. I go, this is the guy I get it. I want to be. And it becomes 10 years ago, like we become like friends, and he's a mentor, and he's calling me, and I'm like, he's calling me? Like, what? Like, you got to get used to that.
Yeah.
But then there's there's another piece to it to where you now, like, you're starstruck, and you're like, man, this is so cool. Thank you for letting me do this. And now you get out there, and you have to get to a point where, like, okay, I have to stand up for myself here. I'm happy to be here with you, but I'm going to be beating you today. So this needs to be you. Then you have to get into that moment of, here's how the business works. And it's tricky because you don't want to overstep your bounds, but you want to stand up for yourself. And that's that push back and forth that make the best matches and shows and performers.
Yes. And let's talk a little bit about that, because this was fascinating. We were talking a little bit before that, because it's like there's managers and people that are kind of, have ideas for, sort of scripts of what's going to happen, but then the wrestlers themselves are sort of advocating for the, how does that relationship work? How do you come to what actually we see when we're watching?
It's a huge process. It starts weeks and months or years earlier, and you have a generic behind the scenes. Tommy and the creative team comes up with, here's what we'd like to be in 6 months, or something along those lines. And it's like, okay, how do we get there? Well, there's pieces here and pieces here. Long story short, you get to like, in the next couple of weeks, here's the idea. We'd like you 3 people to be in a story where you're fighting over the world title. Got it. Yeah. Now you get to the day of. Here's the first match of today's thing. It's going to be you and you, and we need this person to win so they can be into the group with you guys. And you're like, well, I don't think this person should beat me. Hang on, let's figure something out. How about I'm beating you up the whole time because it's your first day and I'm an established champion, but at the end you roll me up at the last second and you catch and you get out of the ring. Okay, now we've introduced someone into a story. Now we have, like, the guy who never loses just lost. This new person just got, are they the person to win the title? And then now you just have that pushback, and it's every match, it's every time. And out there, a lot of things, even if you got something in your head planned, someone gets hurt, someone misses something, you forget something, your time gets cut. It is live theater while you think on the fly. Like Mara said earlier, that improv comes in, and you got to be ready to go.
Yes. And that, I believe, separates the great from the good. You know what I'm saying? If you can do that on the fly, money.
You got to be able to think on your feet.
Yes.
And be kind of quick.
Certainly. And it's definitely a collaborative matter, for sure. Like, the more ideas, the better. I believe, like, every time I have a match and whatnot, the more ideas you can bring to the table, just the better the product will come out to be.
But then you were also saying sometimes they say it's going into business for yourself. What's that?
There's a difference.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
Yeah. It's you're collaborating with the people you're in the match with, and possibly producers and directors behind the scenes, and making sure you're getting the head of creative's idea out there while also pulling all the pieces with everybody. But yes, there's times where, like, here's the plan. We thought we were going with you, but we're not. So we're gonna go with me. So I need to look strong here, and then that means, like, beat you up pretty good. And that person may not want that to happen. So then they just kind of stay down on the ground, and you can't do anything. Or they, tie you up or do something, or purposely just say, I forgot. Sorry. There's so many ways that, now that doesn't happen a lot these days, especially at TNA. Like, very fortunate.
Yeah.
We are all, to my knowledge, on a team, doing a team effort, and whether that's in the ring on a match or the entire show or the taping or everything. And that's the reason I think we got this new deal with AMC. It's because they saw the congruity between everybody behind the scenes and on the show, going, how do we make this show the best? Not how can I be the best and kick somebody off to the side. How can I make this match the best, and then the next one's the best, and then everyone's talking about us.
Yep. And that's how I believe, like, that's how you get a successful, like, company going. You know what I'm saying? Whenever everybody can collaborate. And I mean, like you just said, we have our moments. Like, there's going to be days where, you're that guy and then, or girl. And some days you got to, put somebody else over. And it's just how it goes.
Yeah. So I guess for both of you, like, when you started to get into pro wrestling, was there anything that surprised you about the business or your job?
Surprised?
I mean, was it kind of, I don't know. Like, because you said, like, you didn't really know what it was. Like, you would watch it, but you didn't.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. When I first learned the business, you definitely have to do your own, like, research, kind of, if that makes sense. I've been very fortunate to have resources around me to where I can learn, but you gotta like, look back at those old matches and just do your research on what the business is. And I some people do, some people don't, but you can tell, you know what I'm saying? You have to put in that extra work to figure it out. Because it's not, like I said, it's so many things. It's not just one thing. It's not just wrestling. It's a lot of things. And you just kind of look back at things and do your history and see who was doing this or doing that right. Asking Nick, what did you learn in your experience, or what things did you learn from that I can, take so I can, you know what I'm saying? Like learn from what you've done. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you got to do the work. You got to do the work.
Yeah. Do you have like coaches or choreographers or people that like,
Yes.
I don't know what they're called. Or...
Yeah, it's producers, directors, agents, any behind the scenes.
Well, I don't mean that, but I mean like actually like showing you how to do certain
like
moves
mentors
or kind of like, do you rehearse?
If you're good, you can still rehearse. You don't need to practice moves a lot unless it's something out of the ordinary, or if you're thinking production wise, hey, we want this perfect camera angle for this shot, and I want this person landing in the background while I see this person with tears in their eyes or something. So you set up the scene like cinematically. You want to walk through pieces, camera people, talking to people in the truck. That's where producers and agents come in to help you out. And that's, there's I have a radio show and we were discussing some behind the scenes stuff. And it's like, there's a show WWE's doing, it's called Unreal, and they're showing some behind the scenes that goes into like the sausage being made. And someone's like, hey, it's kind of exposing the business. And I see it goes, it can be, but it can also go. So a lot of people just think pro wrestling just guys and gals who are muscly punching each other and stuff. And you go, actually, I thought about this story that I'm in for 6 years, and it's finally playing out in these 3 months. And in these 3 months, I want this special moment to occur, and it's on live TV with one shot. There's no retakes. There's no set up the cameras on the other side. It's you got one shot to have the emotion of this thing, the story being told, and then someone else's reaction afterwards, then the crowd, then back to the ring. And you have to think of that every time you're doing anything. And it's that live theater piece, but you want to have the direction that shows, I want them all looking right here now. Oh, and they're gasping. Okay, great. Now we got to take them here. Okay, great. Now we get to the ending. And all those pieces that go into a truck and someone with an earpiece and your time cues, all those things together, I think that shows us more as Renaissance men and women being able to put all those pieces together while doing the fake fighting.
And go ahead.
That
Please.
would probably be, to answer your question, what was the most shocking thing to me is I got to sit in the truck and my goodness, like he just said, all those key pieces that like camera angles and, somebody in the backdrop making it like a face while somebody else is like maybe holding up the title, like whatever it is, sitting in the truck, you just see all these pieces play and it's mind boggling. Like it's crazy. It's awesome to see, but it's crazy. And
no, I mean, when you think of like great film directors setting up a long shot where lots of things are happening, and sometimes they have to do 20 takes to get it right, and you don't have 20 takes. You
got one shot, and sometimes you don't get exactly what you wanted, or sometimes you got exactly what you wanted, but the boss goes, "That's the opposite of what I wanted." And you're like, oh. And it's like you had the one shot, and then when you go back to the drawing board, you figure some things out, you fix it the next time, or whatever the next story is. But it's a lot goes into that, and that's all while you're absorbing, getting punched in the face, and trying to know I need to be over in this corner when I get punched in the face next time, and also not making it look like a play, making it look like it's an MMA fight where we're trying to win. There's a lot of moving parts there, and it's like that goes to show like this job is like, I love it, so I'm biased. I want to do it my whole life, but to be successful at it, you have to have all those pieces running 24 hours a day. And when you're like, I watch a movie and I go, the villain just said this line, I write it down on my phone. I'm going to try and apply it. It's from 1989. I'm going to try and apply it to 2026, switch some words around, and then if the situation comes up, I got this thing. Yes. It's like all those different pieces all day long.
Yeah, you do that kind of thing too?
For sure. Movies are a great place to get reference, especially, like again, it's like a theater type aspect of it. Like there will be... I'm a phase, so like I'm a good guy, you know what I'm saying? So you do watch. I love Avengers, for example. But if you watch the Avengers, you kind of see how the story unfolds. Sometimes in the beginning, good guys, Hulk and all them, they're getting beat up by the aliens from outer space coming out of a freaking, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, just coming out of the sky, right?
Yeah.
And they're getting beat down, but by the end of the movie, like they have this like moment where they're coming back. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, how stories have happy endings. So it's just like watching that, how things unfold, like how to develop, you know, a story is, I correlate it to how you develop a match, or even, you know, feuds or whatever, whatever the case may be.
No, I think this will be fascinating for people, because I do think a lot of people have a kind of misunderstanding that they think it's just a bunch of whatever beefy guys and gals that are, you know, but you know, it's really like much more intellectual, I think, and more artistic.
Oh yeah.
You know, so and I think people that may be used to seeing you kind of in character, it's interesting to just hear you as real people that are, you know,
like, real people, just like turned up.
She is. I'm not. I'm a monster.
Yeah, he's crazy, but I'm just trying to.
But it's fun. It's like, and that's a weird difference in like you see Tom Cruise, like, oh, are you the guy from Top Gun? And you're like, in real life, like, but we're that character, like, sometimes 24/7.
Tom Cruise, though, he do his own stuff.
My favorite thing is I used to be like, you know, the movie stars, they're not really doing it. I'm like, well, Tom Cruise probably is. But everybody else is probably like, they're a character that you know them from a movie, and then you see us, and it's like, it's our real life person, whether we have a different name or not, and then we're that person. Like Tom Cruise in the military outfit, holding the helmet, is walking around going to Starbucks or something. You know? It's like we're always in that character one way or another, to some kids, to people, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I did have a interaction with a professional wrestler once, this guy, Tim Arson, who also performed as the Zombie. And I was in like this weird noise band where I'd smash cinder blocks, you know. So we were performing on stage, and my friend had invited Tim Arson also, who was dressed as a zombie and was signing autographs. And he saw us performing and thought we were going to get the night shut down, because it looks a lot more like wrestling. It looks more dangerous than it is. We know what we're doing. So he legitimately got nervous, rushed the stage, grabbed me by my neck, and pulled me and threw me out of the bar. Everyone thought it was set up. It wasn't set up.
Oh, goodness.
Oh.
But what surprised me when this happened is that I wasn't injured. And I realized it's like, if someone grabs you by your neck, your instant kind of response is to grab them by the arms.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was supporting my own weight.
Right.
And so it was like I was okay.
Yeah.
But
Good, I'm glad you made it, man.
I'm glad you're
That's
okay.
crazy.
But it's, we do say don't try this at home. I'm glad you're okay. But it shows you there is ways to go around, like, protect yourself, even if he wasn't protecting you, he was just throwing you, and you're like, please always have consent that you're in a match or doing something together going forward. But yes,
safety first.
Yes. Safety first.
I'm trying to walk out with no broken bones.
Yeah, although people do get, that's another thing. People say, oh, it's all fake, but you do get real injuries. It's a very, like acrobats or anyone else might,
there's.
Or football players.
I would say it's like any sport too, but football players have a 7 month off season.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't, and it's like, and it's the same thing though. If you get hurt, you're like, man, I was trying to have the best thing possible, and I tore my ACL. Now the backup comes in and takes your spot, and now you want to come back and get back and take it. Mm-hmm. But that's all real. Like you want to give everything because you want people to know. Like I had a moniker of like being the hardest working man in show business for 15 years,
right? Or
sports entertainment, whatever. And it was just because that's James Brown. But I had that, and it was like, and if I got hurt, it was because I was putting everything out there. I've been very fortunate. I haven't had any serious injuries in 23 years, which is unheard of. At some point, I'm going to have to get something cleaned up just from all the falling down, jumping, moving around, and then grinding my bones in 20 years of college wrestling. Like all that stuff will add up at some point, but there is no off season. People forget that. There's not a set up 401k piled off to the side. So you want to stand out and be great at your job, but you also want to be safe and be able to come home and celebrate, the great match that you have.
Sure. And with the time we have, I mean, the other thing you were talking about, there's this new show where they're kind of revealing the secrets. That used to be super taboo. Right? I mean, back in the day, decades ago, the wrestling federations, they wouldn't even say it was scripted.
Right.
It was, so I don't know, how has that shifted?
I just believe like over time, I mean, just from where I've started coming into the business till now, I just feel like it's changed a lot. Like social media, for example, is super big. Like there's no escaping it. And whether you like it or not, like people talk and people are smart. You know what I'm saying? People know what they're looking at, but also if we're just being real, like again, the whole people and trying to say fake this, fake that. movies. Like, I'm just saying, like,
Exactly, yeah.
there's no difference. There's really not. So I don't know. I appreciate the transparency, but like, I don't know. That's just where we are. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, that's a good thing. If I were interviewing Tom Cruise, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, what's it, don't you know movies are fake?
You're not going to say that. You're not going to do that.
Right.
So
I don't think it ruins the magic to know kind of I think it makes it more amazing what you actually are capable of doing,
If you let everyone know we're doing entertainment, but also if you get lost in a great movie, you get lost in a great movie. So if you're watching our show and you're like, man, this is so fun, and that was a cool flip, and that guy's tooth just came out like that. Okay, he got I think those guys don't really like each other. And you can find different ways to have everybody be lost in their match and not being going, hey, this is a move. Like, of course you're watching a performance, but if you're really good and you have to be at the top to be on TV making things happen and getting people talking, that is where like that fighter is a believable guy.
Yes.
That gal scared the hell out of me. I'm not messing with her. Like, that was a funny match before, but no. This is serious business. And then you just get lost in the moment. Like, I know when I'm watching a Columbo or a TV show or something, like, I know that it's not I'm rooting against somebody, but I'm just having fun and being in the moment. And I think that's the key now that we let everyone know it's entertainment.
I mean, for me too, like, I'm going back to movies, but like, I remember I was younger watching a movie and like, you'd see your favorite actor die and I'm like, like, they're gone. But they're like, you know what I'm saying? They're not. And I know for me too, like, my favorite movie would come out and I would love, or let's say DVDs, and they have like that section where you can look at behind the scenes and like see how special effects happen. I love that stuff. It makes me appreciate it because people put in work, like people, I mean, those are jobs too, you know what I'm saying? It's all magic and I love that stuff. So I appreciate it.
Oh, wonderful. It's all magic. I think that's a good place to end. Thank you both for being here. This is really wonderful.
Thank you.
Enjoyed
It's a pleasure.